Hi, um, hello, my name is Priyalti, and I wanted to do this video on depression, the topic of depression. And I know it's so depressing to talk about depression, but let's talk about it, right? Because so many of people that you know are going through it, and maybe there are some of them who are very close to you. So what if this video could be a contribution to them? And maybe you should go through the entire video to see what else is possible for those people you care about. And one of the things that I wanted to say right at the beginning, but I forgot, depression is curable. Depression is something that a lot of people who are in psychology or related to the human psychology or the way mind works or the brain works have been saying that it's not curable, or it's not easy to cure, or it's something very real. And thank God I didn't buy into that, because I was like, what else is possible? Because there was a time when I was going through a little low phase. I was not very depressed, but I had a low phase in my life, and I didn't make it very real. I didn't go around seeking tablets and medicines and all those other things. I was like, okay, what else is possible? And I have this thing of relating, looking at nature and everything that's available on earth to know what I'm going through. Is this even real? Does this even exist on planet Earth? And I looked at animals, I looked at plants, and they don't get depressed. At least the ones who live with humans, there are few chances, because they tend to buy everything that their pack and the herd is going through. So animals have that tendency, that be with the pack, and whatever pack is going through, they will be that. But that's not the case with animals in general. Those who live in the jungle do not go through depression or all the other things that this reality talks about people. Okay, so what then? If it is not real, the question is, how does it happen, or what is the source of creation of this, and can it be cured? I have personally seen a lot of people coming out of their depressive state and coming out open and being different. So let me give you 3 tools from Access Consciousness, and these are some of the topmost tools in Access Consciousness to work through this phase where you feel that nothing is working for you. So number 1 tool is, who does it belong to? And I know you're going to like, it's mine, it's theirs, and they are depressed, and what do you mean by who does it belong to? Yes, that's what it is. Sometimes, see, this universe is just made of atoms, right? So you are part of this whole universe, and your atoms are constantly interacting with the molecules around you. And so are the other people who are probably sad and depressed in their life for whatever reason, okay? It may not be yours, but when they are sad and depressed, their molecules somehow interact with your molecules. And instead of looking at that as, oh my God, who does it belong to? We go, oh my God, I am depressed. And when you make it yours, when you keep making it yours and yours, your molecules start changing and shifting, and then you're depressed. And psychology talks about this brain not able to produce the happy hormone or something like that. Okay, I have no clue. I read about it, but I keep forgetting those medical terms. However, happiness is just a state of mind, and it changes from time to time. Right now you could be happy, next moment you could be unhappy. So happiness, if we would like to have all the time, what are the choices we are making? What are we making significant and what are we not making significant? How much stress we are buying, and how much addiction to the stress that we have, that we keep buying the stress. All of that creates the state of mind where we are happy. So how can you just term someone that, oh, they are not able to produce the happiness hormones, or they don't have the ability to create happiness for themselves, so they need to be given tablets? Okay, so I'm not going to go there and make that wrong and this right and all of that. I'm just going to ask you to explore this. Just ask, or tell people who are going through this to ask, who does it belong to? And if they smile a little bit, or if you see them lightening up, know that it's not theirs. So then ask them to return it back to the sender with consciousness attached. Simple tool. You will find the details of that tool in the description below this video, and it's a very, very simple tool from Access Consciousness, which is a creation of Dr. Dane and Gary Douglas, and they have amazing tools. They have lots of tools. I'm just giving you one of those basic tools, but very effective tools that have personally helped me. So every time I am angry, I'm like, who does it belong to? I go through some low phase, I ask, who does it belong to? I go through something else, I ask, who does it belong to? And 99.99% time, it just goes away. So imagine how much of something that is not yours is actually becoming part of you. And no wonder why we actually suffer through so much, because we keep buying someone else's reality and then it becomes our reality, and when we don't know what to do with it because it's originally not yours at all. So can you fix something that is not yours? Okay, so use who does it belong to. Okay, so the second tool is being in question. A lot of times depression does have its added benefits, okay? It's like, if I'm depressed and if I'm lethargic, if I have nothing, no energy left to live my life, people around me are going to take care of me. Then I don't have to create my life. And is finally someone in my life giving me that attention that I was always seeking? What is this depression creating for you, and what are the advantages of this depression? I know some of them who are going through this depression may not like this question, but let's face it, okay? Let's face this, let's be completely vulnerable with ourselves, and if we are vulnerable with ourselves, we can create a change and shift. If they are really, really committed to creating a different reality for themselves, going out of the depression that they are going through, they may be willing to see this part of them where they are holding on to depression, or some part of them which is enjoying depression. Okay, so be in this question, and if there is something that you're holding on to, maybe you would like to change that so that you don't hold on to depression and be in question of, how do I change this? You know, Einstein, once there's a quote where he says that I wasn't so smart. I don't remember the exact quote, but he said that it's not that I'm very smart, but I tend to be with the question for a longer time. So what if you could be with the question, how do I change this, for a long time? And when you keep asking that question, the possibilities are going to show up. Universe is going to show you the possibilities, and things are going to change for you. So be with the question, and a lot of things are going to change. So simple question, how do I change this, and what am I getting, or what am I keeping this depression for? That can also change. You just ask that and say, how do I change that now? And then how do I change this depression too? God knows somebody would just come in and say that do this meditation and you would be free. That may work for you. Or somebody would just suggest get your bars run. That's one of the tools in Access Consciousness, and I love it because it takes care of all your thoughts, feeling, emotions. It's like a delete button on your brain, or the hardware of your brain, and it sets you free. I love personally getting my bars run too, because occasionally a lot of things come in my head too, because we have so much of that. Okay, that was my second one, right? Being in question, and then in between I snaked in another tool called Access Bars or meditation, or whatever possibility works for you. This was primarily for Access tools, so I'm going to talk more about that. So the third tool that I wanted to give you is interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Yeah, what is this? Interesting point of view, I have this point of view, gets you out of a point of view you have that you are depressed about. So some people are depressed about their financial situation, some people are depressed about their relationship situation, some people are depressed in general about, oh, what's happening in the world. Like I was in that state, like I don't know, I was so mad in the world that what's happening, why is the world going so crazy and so cruel and so unkind. So that was depressing for me. So if I sit in depression, can I change that? No. If I just be angry, can I change that? No. How much of, like, has anger ever helped anyone? It destroys things more than it creates. So I got to be in action, and that's what I chose. I would like to be in action. I use these tools to change things in my world first, and then I started looking at change that I was creating around me. I was like, I'll have more of that. So I keep getting my bars around so that I get free of more limitations or more thoughts or points of views I have, so that a different possibility shows up in the world. So whatever you're depressed about, I'm sure there are lots of points of views that are underneath that. Like, this was the best relationship that I lost, this was the best job I lost, this was the best opportunity, or I'm not good enough, or I have nothing to offer to this world, I have no potency. Those are lies, by the way. Okay, you have awesome potency, you have lots of potent things that you can actually use to change this world or change your world, but somehow you're keeping yourself limited. And believe me, this is true for all of you who are listening to this and not listening to this too. So what if you could have an interesting point of view? I have this point of view chant going on in your head about everything that disturbs you. It's like, okay, that disturbs me. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view, interesting. But do it for some time. If you learn bars, you can get your bars run too. But if you don't know how to run bars, you just do interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And somewhere you're going to be free. There are lots of points of view, so you kind of have to do a crazy marathon of interesting point of view, but do that. If you're really, really looking for freedom, maybe I would suggest you do that. And I wonder what it'll create. I'm actually looking at the happiness that you can have in your life, the kind of possibilities, the kind of creation you're capable of. So many things. You can actually create so many things that would be a contribution to this entire world and to your family. And right now it doesn't seem like a possibility, but know that it is. So last thing, again, depression is curable. Use these 3 basic tools. I know there are many other things, but let's just use these 3 basic tools and see if it creates some shift in a different area of your life. And if it creates, know that this can be changed too. Or it can create a change in the depression too, or God knows what you are buying into. And maybe just who does it belong to would set you free, or interesting point of view would set you free, or how can I change this would set you free. So keep using this, and I'll see you on the other side. And I hope to meet you in person and wonder what awesome person you are, and wonder what capacities you have, and what are you hiding from this world. All of that. Let go now. And choose a possibility. Choose something wonderful for yourself. Bye.